How do you know what you don't know? It is a question most people never stop to ask, and it turns out it is the one question artificial intelligence is completely unable to answer about itself. It does not know when it is wrong. It does not sense when it is guessing. It just keeps going. Fluent, structured, confident, whether the information is solid or not. That is not a glitch. That is how it was built. And once you understand that, everything about how you use the tool changes. Here is what is actually happening under the hood. Artificial intelligence is not searching a database and retrieving verified facts. It is predicting what a confident, well-structured answer looks like based on patterns it learned from an enormous amount of text. It is essentially finishing a sentence at a very high level. And because it was trained on fluent, authoritative writing, it produces fluent, authoritative output. The problem is that fluency and accuracy are not the same thing. The model has no internal signal that fires when it is on uncertain ground. No hesitation, no disclaimer, no pause. It fills a gap the same way it fills everything else, smoothly and without warning. This is where experience becomes the variable that changes everything. When artificial intelligence produces a confident wrong answer, the people who catch it are almost always the ones who already know enough about the subject to feel that something is off. Not necessarily prove it immediately, just sense it. A beginner reads the output and has no reason to question it. It sounds right, it is structured well, it covers the topic. An experienced person reads the same output and something pulls at them. A detail that does not match what they have seen in the real world. A conclusion that seems too clean. A number that feels out of range. That is not luck. That is accumulated judgment doing exactly what it was built to do. The gap between those two readers is not about intelligence. It is about how much they brought to the conversation before the answer ever arrived. So, what are experienced people actually doing in that moment? It is not fact-checking every line. Nobody has time for that, and it would defeat the purpose of using the tool in the first place. What is happening is closer to intuition, a pattern recognition that runs in the background while you read. You have seen enough real-world situations, enough actual data, enough client outcomes, enough market shifts, that your mind is quietly comparing what is on the screen to what you already know to be true. When something does not line up, that feeling surfaces. It is fast and it is quiet, but it is real. And the most important thing you can do when it shows up is stop. Pull that thread. Do not let the confidence of the output talk you out of the instinct that something needs a second look. That instinct is not doubt. It is your experience doing its job. So what do you do if you are earlier in the process and that instinct is not fully developed yet? The answer is not to distrust everything artificial intelligence produces. That is not practical, and it misses the point. The answer is to build the habit of bringing your own thinking to the conversation before you accept the output. Ask yourself what you already know about this topic before you read the answer. Form a rough expectation. Then compare what came back against that expectation. When something does not match, that is your signal to verify. You are essentially training yourself to have a point of reference, and over time, that point of reference gets sharper. The other thing worth doing is asking the tool directly where it is less certain. Push it. Ask it what it might be getting wrong. Ask it what a reasonable counterargument would be. It will not always catch its own errors, but the exercise forces you to stay in the conversation as a thinker rather than a reader. That is the habit that closes the gap. That blog post was never really about the blog post. It was about what happens when you stop handing the tool a task and start giving it a direction. That principle lives in every piece of work artificial intelligence touches. The strategy, the proposal, the campaign, the content. Same tool, different operator, different outcome every time. And here is the thing worth sitting with. The people who catch the errors, who already pause before they type, who already know what context matters. They are drawing on something real. Your experience is context too. And how does the author know all of this? Easy. I asked artificial intelligence. If you are working through what this looks like in your own workflow, I would like to hear about it in the comments. If this was useful, subscribe. 2 decades in digital marketing. I share what I am actually learning, and I try to keep it practical and honest. Thanks for watching.